It seemed my whole life was composed of these disjointed fractions of time, hanging around in one public place and then another, as if I were waiting for trains that never came, and, like one of those ghosts who are said to linger around depots late at night, asking passerby for the timetable of the Midnight Express that derailed 20 years before, I wandered from light to light until that dreaded hour when all the doors closed and, stepping from the world of warmth and people and conversation overheard, I felt the old, familiar cold twist through my bones again. And then it was all forgotten. The warmth, the lights. I had never been warm in my life, ever. Donna Tartt, The Secret History. I like to think of life like a train, stopping, reloading, traveling the expanse of time. Waiting is like spending your whole life at a train station. Boarding pass in hand, but no one to accompany you on your journey. So, you sit and wait. A wait like this becomes a way of life, an in-between sort of living. But if you're being brutally honest, it never occurred to you that in-between was such a bad place to be. It was an ethereal existence of sorts, carefully balancing identity and reality, molding the incomprehensible world we live in into something that becomes simple enough for our diseased minds to accept. The worst part about waiting is the silence. Somehow, the waiting and the loneliness force my mind to be so still and so quiet. That I had to check every once in a while to see if it was still there. There's a deafening nature to it, the way the whole world continues on making noise, whilst I'm here, stuck, crushed by the sheer weight of my sodden, clumsy thoughts. The way the ache of emptiness creeps in and settles into my bones, making everything 10 times heavier. Suddenly, I can't remember what a hug feels like, and the blade offers a twisted kind of friendship that I just can't resist. I am so lonely in this world that I want to peel off all my flesh and lay on the barren earth. Just bone and forgotten nerves, and wait to be touched by something other than my own decaying skin. world turns into an ocean and drowns me in my solitude. My panic becomes as large as planets because there's nothing else, no one else to take up the space. The atmosphere thins, and I am desperately trying to contain the bounds of the universe inside of this crumbling prison I call home. At once I am infinite and invisible and omnipresent and intangible, and for a moment I feel like God. He might be the only one as lonely as I, yet even he cannot tear his gaze from the vastness of my sorrow. I entomb myself in the fingerprints left behind by the old familiarity of comfort, and wait, eons stacked upon eons as the emptiness thickens, and soon I can't even tell that I am numb. Soon, I don't know if I'm awake or asleep. Soon, the fog clears, or maybe there wasn't any to begin with. Soon, I'm scared. Finally, something. Painfully, I once again become aware. Blindly, I stretch my arms into the nothingness, pray, and begin to wander. God, but life is loneliness, despite all the opiates, despite the shrill tinsel gaiety of parties with no purpose, despite the false grinning faces we all wear. And when, at last, you find someone to whom you feel you can pour out your soul, you stop in shock at the words you utter. They are so rusty, so ugly, so meaningless and feeble from being kept in the small, cramped dark inside you so long. Yes, there's joy, fulfillment, and companionship, but the loneliness of the soul and its appalling self-consciousness is horrible and overpowering. Sylvia Plath.